What's happening, people? What's going on? You know, we're back and we're better. 3 wins on the bounce. And before I actually introduce my guest, I have to say, SAEED, 200k. Congrats.
Yeah.
Because you know what, bro? You lot, W's in the chat, in the comments of this video, because people don't even hit 100, bro. And you hit 200k subs in the same year.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Man. Congratulations, man. You deserve it. You deserve it. Well, I'm so happy for you. But how are you doing? Aside from the 200k and the 3 wins on the bounce.
I feel good. I can't complain. You know what I mean? Life is good, alhamdulillah. You know what I'm saying? We got a roof over our heads, you know what I mean? We're winning. Life is good. Like, I genuinely can't complain. Like, when United win, I feel like everything else in my life is good. You know what I mean? Even though football's not the all envy, but I tell you what, it does help when United win. And I've got my identity back. You know, SAEED is back. Look, I'm here, right here.
You got your mom telling man to meet him in the car park, and you're here smiling. You know how the roles are reversed.
Roles are reversed. He's now in the car park. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've not had to call anyone out. I've not had to be in sort of madness. And yeah, big up to Lamine Yamal. I don't know if I have your back and that right now, because boy, it's a madness. But yeah, like it's been a madness. But like, alhamdulillah, like I can't complain. How are you?
I'm good, man. Like you said, for me, I watch a lot of football content. Like, I listen to a lot of podcasts, especially like after a weekend of games. So it's nice the last couple of weeks that I can listen to podcasts. I can watch like things like SDS, the Wayne Rooney Show, and all of that kind of stuff. And I can just listen to it and be like smiling. You know, you're not angry, you're not clutching your fists, you're not annoyed, you're not upset. You're just happy and content. Yeah. But I heard from some sources, I'm not going to say who the sources are, but they told me that you're talking about like top 4 title race. Is that true?
I want to say title race, but I've maintained my position about top 4 throughout the whole season.
Why is that?
I think for me, I think this squad is capable. I really do. I really want to talk about how everyone else we may be overrated. I can't lie to you. And that is because
other teams?
Or... Other teams, yes, 100%. But my prediction at the start of the season was 5th. I never changed that. People can say, "Oh well, how do you believe in the manager? Why don't you believe in the manager?" But you're saying top 5. It's because I believe we've upgraded the squad massively. I think we've got a good squad, players that we can actually depend on now. And I look at us and I'm like, that season 15 should never have happened. We all know that it was the worst season ever. But this season, 5th, not only is it something that I don't think is a crazy thing for Man United to achieve, but I just think when I look at it and I look at the rest of them, I think we're better than most of these guys. Tottenham, I think we're better than them. I think we've got a better squad than them. Chelsea, I'm looking at more so now, more than ever. I'm like, why did I gas them up so much? Was it because of the Club World Cup?
I think it was. I think it was the Club World Cup that made a lot of people overestimate. And obviously because they always spend hefty in the window, innit? They always bring in a lot of players. So you kind of expect them to do well with all that money behind them, and also the Club World Cup.
Yeah. So I looked at it and I thought, 5th, you know what? I'll be humble. I'll stay humble. 5th is about appropriate. I won't go 6th. I think we're better than Tottenham. Newcastle, I thought, second season in the Champions League. They always do bad when they're in the Champions League. Villa, I said Europa League, they'll focus on that. Who else out there? Obviously, I didn't pick Bournemouth or whatnot. They're doing a madness. Big up to them. But I just thought to myself, 5th, 1 game a week, Mino. It's possible. It's more than possible. And right now, I'm sticking by that. And I think for me, this year, more than ever, we need to be in the Champions League. I mean, I love the Champions League. I'm loving it. For a neutral, it's probably the best competition for me, barring the World Cup, right? But I'm watching it. I'm like, United should be here. What are we doing just not watching it? You know what I mean? Not being in the competition. But I think we should be in there.
Before we talk about Champions League, that's for conversations for next season, or maybe the season after that. But the whole top 4, I've seen people talk about a title race, and I remember last season. I don't know if you remember. I think it was like December times. People were suddenly putting Chelsea in that conversation, and then they had a little fall off, and then everyone was like, "Oh, never mind." You know, it never happened. They were never in a title race. That's my I don't want to be, because with Man United fans, and with football fans in general, we're so fickle. We could win against Forest on the weekend and lose to Spurs, and everybody will throw their toys out of the pram. Even though if United won 4 games in a row and then lost to Spurs, people will throw their toys out of the pram. And I know it sounds like it's a bit offensive, but for me, it's like take every game as it comes. Because yes, on paper, United are not a bad team. And I totally agree. They should be in that top 5, top 6 area. But even right now, I don't even think the top 5, top 6 race is really, it's just getting started.
Yeah.
Like you said, Bournemouth are there, Sunderland are there. You know, we're still in and around Man City. We're above Liverpool. We're above Chelsea. You know, I think Newcastle still, you know, getting to grips in that top 8 area. So I don't want to get too carried away. And I just want to take every game as it comes, because I promise you, as Man United fans, we will lose one game and suddenly everybody will forget everything else. And on the topic of like the whole manager thing, I was having this conversation on my channel the other day, and I was saying, you know what? I'm right now, I'm in a position where I'm always, because I'm saying it's every game as it comes, I want to see how the manager progresses as each game goes on and on and on. Because in this world, apparently you're not allowed to change your opinion. And in this world, if Man United were poor across 9-10 months, but then they win 3 games, then suddenly you have to apologize for what you said. But the facts are still there. It's just recency bias, and that is where I stand, because people keep saying, where do I stand on the situation with the players and the managers, and I still, you know, do I still think no, Amorim proves me wrong for 3 games, but if we do it on a consistent basis, I'll hold my hands up and I'll be like, you know what, respect to the manager for turning it around, because a lot of people thought he couldn't. But rather than jumping the gun and being like, we've won 3 games in a row, what is these 3 games going to turn into? Is it going to turn into a good longevity of games for Manchester United? Right now, I think the next 5 games, most of them are away. I think that is where you have to identify where Man United need to improve. We need to improve at home, but we have to improve away. So the next step, the first step was winning 2 games in a row. The next one for me is not even, sorry to the guy that wants to cut his hair, but I don't even care about like this whole 5 games in a row thing. For me, it's finding your feet away from home and building a fortress at home. Because I don't expect United to win every game consistently. But I want to feel like, you know, when we got a game at Old Trafford in that first season under Eric Ten Hag, we always, the vibe was that we would always win at home. And we'd go away and nick it against another team.
I agree. Listen, I look at it from my point of view, and I think consistency is what we all want. We all thrive for the consistency. Last season was terrible. You know what I mean? I think we all want the manager to prove us wrong. Why else are we Man United fans? You know what I mean? We're here because we support Manchester United. We don't support the players. We don't support manager. We support the club as in its totality, right? And I think for me, when I look at the manager improving me wrong, it's not a case of like, because if we're not got top 4 yet, like nothing's kind of like set in stone. Nothing's done yet. Nothing's completed. So I just think for me right now, it's a case of like, yo, but look at this. I told you so. Like I said this was going to turn it around, but there's not enough sample size. And I think ultimately we've been in such a hard place right now. Everyone wants to get their shots on each other. And I'm like, I'm not here for that. Like, yeah, cool. I may have my strong opinions and I may be whatever and I say what I say, but I don't want to be, I told you so. I'm just letting you know that what I see and I don't like. But the manager is here. One thing I will say, though,
we have to accept that as well. I think we have to accept that. I have
accepted it. I've accepted the managers here. I said it on the podcast. I said my issue now is with Ineos now, because they have the power to do what they need to do. Amri's going to be here. Amri's going to fulfill his contract. Amri's at the best position he could probably think of in his career right now. You're at Man United. You know, this is beautiful. He's got the money. He's got the lifestyle. He's got the whatever. Like, things are here. Like, okay, cool. He might get Real Madrid. He might get a job elsewhere, but you're still at Man United. We can't underestimate that. So he's here. He's not going to resign. He's not going to do that. So I look at it and I'm like, he's here now. What can he do this season? And you have to judge idiots on that, because they've now gambled. They're now sticking with him. But now, are the objectives either top 6, top 4, top whatever, or is it just building an identity? Do they like the fact that with Arteta, when they kind of compare with Arteta, he's building a culture here. They like him. The fans like him. We'd rather build with him. And if that's the case, then, you know, we might be that club that we're a project rather than right now, here and there. Let's build. So I think he's got the time, but he still needs to prove everyone, yo, last season was a fluke and it should never have happened. This season, I've got my players. I've got what I wanted. I'm going to deliver now, and I'm going to show you why I'm going to deliver.
If we're going off of like the season so far, especially to last season, I think the 3 games that United have won in a row over the last couple of weeks. I think you can see an identity, but it's not a consistently same identity. And this is why I give credit to him, because I have always said that when you approach a game and you approach an opponent, you know, playing against Liverpool is not going to be the same as Brighton. And I think we approached it in two different ways, two different tactics. I think the game plan in game and both with, you know, the in-game management changes, etc., was different because of the opponent. And that's what I want to take into the next kind of couple of games, because if you think about the way that United started, we played Arsenal, we played City, we played Liverpool, we played Chelsea, and then next week we play Spurs. So before even November, we've already played most of the big six in the first fixtures in the league. And then we've had, you know, a couple of newly promoted teams, but then we've had also the boogeymen of the Premier League. And I call them the boogeymen because these are the teams that United have struggled against. And this is why I think the next run of games, like between November, December, I think there's one international break in November, and then it's just a run of like 6 weeks, 7 weeks between all the way up until the new year. Those runs of games for me are going to be equally as important to kind of churn out results as maybe we thought the first 10 games were. If we were to go like 10 game by 10 game, because you're looking at the games that we played already, and, you know, newly promoted teams, you know, the teams like Brentford that we've struggled against over the last couple of seasons away from home, struggled. Brighton was a breath of fresh air, because that's a team that we've lost how many years in a row to at home, but also we've struggled against them just in terms of performance. So if you're looking on the games that are coming up, you know, we've got Forest, we've got Spurs, then we've got Everton at home. So we've got 2 back-to-back games away from home. And I feel like, yes, United ain't been good at Old Trafford, but also we haven't been the best away from home. And we need to start picking up results and getting results from there, because I'm not saying we're in a title race or anything, but I think even top 4 race or even a European finish like Europa League, the part where you start to lose out is where you drop points to the boogeymen of the Premier League, the Bournemouths, the Forests, the Crystal Palaces. Even Forest are not that great, huh?
You call them the boogeymen, yeah? Is that what you call them?
I say they're the boogeymen for us because that's the teams we've struggled against over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, Forest beat us twice last season.
Forest, Bournemouth, Palace away from home as well. Palace away from home. You're having a laugh. That's when Mateta turned into R9 and Nuruddin was screaming on your stream.
That was crazy. I can't lie. But what I will say though is, like, do you believe, like, it's kind of weird again, because it feels like I shouldn't be saying this, but we are going to go from not expected to get wins, and when we do expect to get wins now, do you feel like that will help Amarin, help the team? Or do you think that's where we're going to be? It's going to be a burden? Because I feel like this one, are we expected to win? Are we not expected?
I think Forest were expected to win. I think Forest were expected to win. And the reason why I say that is because, and that's just my opinion, but the reason why I say that is because Forest themselves have not won in the last how many Premier League games. Like, they've struggled. They're sitting towards the bottom end of the table right now. They've only won 1 game this season. They're sitting 18th. You know, they're on their 3rd manager so far of the season, and we're only in October. So for me, the expectation is, but then equally with saying that, who had something bigger to prove? I think Forest have something big to prove. I think Sean Dyche has something big to prove. But I also think Amarim got something to prove. I
know, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I feel like now, and again, I don't want to like sound like we're always demanding more, we're always wanting more, like, but like the more, like, and this is a good thing, by the way. But then again, when you need to win to get into top 5, look at Chelsea. They went from like, oh, surprise. Then when it was like, you need to now go and win more games, January, they fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
They fell off a cliff, and then they just about clawed it, because obviously Tottenham and United were nowhere to be seen. Newcastle were messing around. And obviously a lot of teams were messing around here and there. But like, that is another thing where Tottenham and sorry, Forest here, they're almost kind of fixtures of, yo, is there pressure to win? Is there no pressure to win? How do the players deal with it? How does the manager deal with it? We get into this cycle because I believe we've hit a hurdle of, oh, I've got my name back. We've won back-to-back games. We won 3 in a row. But like, you know, to always constantly find motivation in life, it is difficult, because sometimes you wake up and thinking, I've got this to do, and you don't end up doing nothing. And I just hope United, they maintain that hunger and that desire to still want to win games. The job ain't done just because we've won 3 in a row. And like, yo, like we've had a little bit of a dopamine. Nah.
No, but surely the players feel a weight off their shoulder, knowing that the fans and the media are not out to get them. Like, you're saying you need motivation to keep winning. And right now, Man United's motivation is probably to restore some belief in themselves, but also gain respect back. Because Nottingham Forest, a couple of seasons ago, was coming to Old Trafford, Morgan Gibbs-White saying in a huddle, "Oh, look, these men don't want to be here." Like that level of disrespect. Now you should be going away to the City Ground and saying the same thing about them, because they're the team that are rock bottom, towards the bottom half of the table. They're the team that are in a slump right now. And the only thing I will say going into that game is that I think it's more difficult for United to prepare for that kind of game in comparison to like Brighton or Liverpool, etc., because you don't know how Forest are going to play against the Premier League opponent, because the kind of sample size is not big enough in terms of data. So it's tough to be like, oh, they play like this and this and this under Sean Dyche. You know how Sean Dyche plays. You know the players that he has at his disposal. Who's to say that he's going to play the way that people expect him to play? Because I think, actually, talking about him, I think this is a perfect time for his managerial career to kind of change the narrative around his name, because people associate him as, and again, it doesn't really help the argument, because people associate him as a manager that comes in to save a team that's in relegation, and that's what he's doing right now. But also he has the chance to play good football because he has a good squad. He's got a good caliber of players. I think he's got a good defensive backline. He's got a good keeper. He's got good attackers. He has the opportunity to play good football. So for me, that argument there, going into this fixture here, and even the game against Spurs next week as well, I think that there is, I don't want to say there's pressure on United to win it, but there's pressure, I think, to find consistency. And the only way that you find consistency is by playing well. Whether you play well and get a draw, you still played well. And you shouldn't beat yourself up about it. And I think a lot of fans, myself included, I can always, like, if I can watch a 90-minute game against Forest, or I can watch a 90-minute game against Spurs and think, you know what, we dropped 2 points and we drew, and you know, it might hurt us at the end of the season come top 4 race, but there's positive sides. There are positive sides for a team that has been that bad.
I agree.
You got something to take away from the game.
I think you can get beat. Like, Forest can beat us and Tottenham can beat us, but it's the manner though. Like, if they beat us and it's like, yo, cool, we tried, we had a game plan, it was a 2-1 there, maybe it was a 3-2 kind of game. You know, you can accept them kind of ones, but it's when you don't have a plan. And also, we're looking towards now, like, a stable team now. I want to see Cunha play. I don't want to see Mason Mount back in the team. I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to be Sesko getting dropped because you're nullifying the opposition, or you're trying to do something to counteract what they're trying to do. Like, I hear it, you need to be adaptable and you need to do this and you need to do that, but at the same time, let's believe in what we have. What we have right now is one of the best attacks in the league, I think, for me personally. So I look at it, I'm like, I just hope we don't just compensate. Oh, but we've got to now watch out for Gibbs-White, so we're gonna have to use the Mason Mount and him be tracking any runs that he makes, and let's get a 3-man midfield. So I hope that's not going to happen. But then again, like I said, it's helped us in the Liverpool game. So the manager might think, you know what, let's resort back to that. Because this is a similar game to a Liverpool where they've got a lot of qualities. They've got a lot of players that can hurt us. We still need to be wary of exposing our midfield. And that midfield can be exposed because it's still not great. I think Brighton first 20 minutes showed where the midfield still is a little bit of a problem. They were finding gaps in that midfield area. So I think for me right now, if he goes and applies himself well and the team apply themselves well, there's no crash outs. Even me, and I'm you know me, like I can crash out. But if I generally see something positive, I will hail it up. But then again, the Biryani brothers are coming on Saturday, and I think for me,
what's the record with the Biryani brothers? And the watch-alongs. Is it a bad record?
Bad. I swear.
Every time I see Nuruddin on a watch-along, I don't know why, but I always tune in and he's having some meltdown because we've conceded. So maybe you shouldn't let him in.
I'm going to tell you right now, the last win we had was Leicester.
Leicester?
With these brothers, I think so.
Was that in February?
Yes.
When we played, I think we beat them 1-0.
Yes, it would have been that. It would have been maybe a Europa League game, but it does a Premier League. Well, I'm not lying to you because, like I said to you,
because we ain't won many Prem games anyway.
That's what I'm saying to you. So United's first Premier League game away. So we drew to Fulham. They were here. We lost to Brentford. They were here. Man City lost. They were here. the games in between that you're talking about, they were here. And the games that I've
Anfield, were they here? Liverpool game? It was by yourself.
Because I was in the mob. I was at the mob.
Oh, you had the mob. Okay.
Yeah,
oh my God. You know what? All the positivity we've just been talking about for the last 20 minutes, we might have to throw it in the bin.
What I said. That's why I was like, yo, I need to bring someone else here. But they were like, nah, man, I'm coming. And I'm like, bro, like, if this is the loss, yeah, that's it. It's over.
This is the final straw. Yeah, this has to be final straw.
I'm going to blame it on the loss on these two if we lose.
Yeah, don't blame it on the squad.
I'm not going to blame it on the squad. I'm going to say, yo, these two here, blame them. That's what I'm going to say. And you lot in the comments, I'm telling you now, bro. Because, bro, even when I've been doing the watch-ons by myself, we've been winning the games. So I'm like, what's going on, man?
Yeah, they are the bad luck, I think. I don't even believe in luck, but maybe they are.
Yeah, exactly. I don't believe in it, but every time they're here, but anyway, yeah.
Anyway, talk about Forest. You brought up a good point about Forest and midfield. And obviously, we've been linked to Elliot Anderson. I don't know if you've seen that 100 to 120 million.
Bollocks, but yeah.
I mean, Newcastle are apparently interested in him as well. Why would they spend that much after they sold him for way less than that?
They had to because of PSR.
Yeah, PSR. But I'm just thinking there's no way they would go back and spend 120 million.
Oh yeah, no, that wouldn't make sense. That would be counterproductive. Yeah, 100%. Now that would be crazy.
In terms of you brought up a point about United's midfield, and obviously Joshua Zirkzee and Kobbie Mainoo in particular are going to be blocked from any moves. Do you think that Bruno Cass is the kind of way forward, like that? Amram is going to keep that. I saw a stats that was saying that United have conceded like 3 goals with Casemiro in midfield.
Yeah, I still think it's a ticking time bomb with Casemiro. I still don't believe he's going to continue this, but he's got to enjoy it while you can. Like, I feel like it's one of them where I love Casemiro. He's a likable guy, but I feel like there's going to be still a bad game coming from him. But yeah, like he's right now. He's here. I'm one of them ones that with Kobbie. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I love Kobbie here, but it's wasted energy in it. Like when the manager don't rate him, he clearly doesn't rate him.
Yeah.
It's not working for him right now. I can't be shouting and screaming every week. Yo, Kobbie must play. Why are you not playing Kobbie? Like it's just at the start it was like, oh, but what's he saying? He's done. But Amrin is clever. He's actually just said it and said it with chest and then said, you know what? What are you gonna do about it? And
he's telling him straight up, you're not going anywhere because we need the depth. And he's right because AFCON is around the corner and we do need the depth.
You need the depth here, but I still think United could get away with it, because we have Sesko, Cunha, Mount, and Bruno. And then you've got Ugarte, Casemiro, and then, you know, to be fair, but Mainoo could be there in that regards. But I still think it's one of them where he wouldn't have went regardless anyway. But it's gonna be very, very interesting though, the little power play between them though, because
I think someone's gonna have to bite. And I was saying this on my stream the other day. I said even with Joshua Zirkzee, I think out of the two of them, I think Zirkzee would be more likely to leave. Just because I think even with Sesko up front, if you're not playing Sesko, I think Amram prefers to play Cunha there. Without, if Cunha's not playing there, I think Amram will even go false 9 Mount before he uses Joshua Zirkzee as a 9. So you're literally 4th in the pecking order. So and I saw a report that was saying that West Ham was interested in Zirkzee, but I think out of the two of them, if someone was to leave, I think it would be Zirkzee. And you're looking at, like, for example, when he came on against Brighton, for me, I couldn't form an opinion on him because he was on for 8 minutes. Like, I
felt sorry for him. I felt sorry for him.
And he's not going to get the minutes. United are playing one game a week up until what? January, when we're in the FA Cup, when the FA Cup starts.
He didn't really think this through, did he, Zirkzee? Like when he was like in the summer, I don't. I'm surprised he didn't really move or push for a move in the summer.
He did push for a move. I think he was pushing for a move, but he didn't really push for a move. But there was reports about him, Juve wanting him, and Bologna even wanting to bring him back, and quite a few Italian teams were linked to him at one point. But it was nothing ever so like concrete. There was nothing really concrete stuff.
He needs to be playing football because if he wants to make that World Cup squad, boy, he's gonna have to.
I don't think he will. I don't even think he will. I think no disrespect. I think even if he was playing, I think he would maybe make the World Cup squad the same way he made the Euro squad, which was people falling out injured.
Oh, was that?
Yeah, that's how he ended up making the Euro squad. But he barely played.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking that he came in because I think someone got injured. Was it Noah Lang?
One of the forwards got injured, so that's why he ended up coming in. And even with like De Ligt, Koeman don't rate him for some reason, which
Oh, that's criminal.
I think Coleman got beef with Delit. His choice about Xerxes, I get it.
But you know what it is as well. Also, it's because he's not a traditional kind of like centre back that's Dutch. Even I can admit that he's not the traditional ball playing kind of Dutch defender, which is mad. But that's what it is, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like they've gone for players like De Vrij, you know what I mean, and them guys over him, which is mad. But I think Delit, I'm happy because at the end of the day, Delit's playing for us, isn't it?
He's been solid as well for United. I think a lot of people, when people talk about the best centre backs this season, did we start off because we started poor in the season? Is that why no one mentions him?
And also because we finished 15th, and everything that associates with Man United is that you can't judge players individually. You've got to judge them and be associated. So you're guilty by association. So if I
remember I was watching Saturday Social the other day, on Sky. I think it was last week before Liverpool versus United. And they're doing a combined 11. And I can't remember the guy on it. I can't remember what his name was. He put Conor Bradley ahead of Mazraoui at right back and said that Conor Bradley is better than Mazraoui. And I was thinking, this has to be recency bias. It can't be judging a player on his entire career and just like the type of player he is right now. Because there's no way this season you're watching Delit's performances and you're not thinking, he's one of the better centre-backs in the league. Because if you mention it, people are going to say it's your United bias talking. He's not been that good. I'm thinking he's been rock solid for Manchester United.
Yeah, can't lie to you. He's been rock solid. Gives you a 7-8 out of 10 most weeks. I don't understand why he said that. Conor Bradley, I think he's overrated. I can't lie to you.
No, I like Conor Bradley, but I think he's not to that level yet. I think he's still young, still developing. I liked him when he first came onto the scene.
But when you look at where they were to what they have now, I think it's such a downgrade.
But it's harsh, I think, because what they were was Trent at his best.
But that's the standard.
It's harsh to expect that from Conor Bradley, who's still coming up.
That's why he becomes overrated. Hence why he becomes what he is. Like you just can't rely on him. So I think it's one of them ones where that's their problem. But ultimately, like I feel like Delit's been quality. Like a whole lot. Even I would even give Shaw a few credit, apart from maybe Man City.
Don't let Nuruddin hear you say that.
Yeah, but I'm not going to say all of a sudden Luke Shaw's the oracle and he needs to stay forever. But you have to give credit where it's due. Like he does have these isolated games where he looks good. You know what I mean? It's when Luke Shaw's bad, you can really understand his.
I think when Luke Shaw's bad, United's bad. Like it's like a domino effect. But when he's good, we're good. I'm not saying he's the link, but I'm just saying that you can see. And you know what? I was actually talking about this the other day with my friend about Bruno, because I know a lot of people. Do you still hate Bruno?
Hate's a strong word. I don't rate him.
You still don't rate him?
I don't rate him like what everyone does rate him, but I do appreciate his qualities and what he does bring to the team. But I don't rate him at all. I'd sell him tomorrow if I could.
I was thinking after I was watching the Brighton game, because I was thinking, but it was the first game I think that United won in a long time that Bruno didn't have a goal or assist, like any sort of goal involvement.
Oh, is he?
But where every goal that was scored had no involvement from him. Yeah. But I actually think that if anyone's benefiting from Mbeumo and Cunha and Ahmad playing at a high level, I think it's Bruno, because I actually think there's less pressure on him. I genuinely think there's less pressure on him in game.
I agree.
Perform and create something, because he knows Mbeumo is going to pull something off, and he knows, and something like that pass from Aiden Heaven where he scans quickly and knows to leave it.
Yes,
those kind of contributions I think goes under the radar. But I think if anyone's gonna benefit from a front line of Manchester United that's playing well, performing well, creating and scoring, I think it's going to be Bruno Fernandes. And then people will look at his numbers and be like, oh, he's scoring less, or he's creating less assists.
Yeah.
But the eye test, like the Brighton game, I think he had a good game. But because he's not on the score sheet and he doesn't have an assist, people are going to be like, what did he do all game?
What did he do? Yeah, I agree. I thought he was good against Brighton, to be fair. And to be fair, the assist from Aiden Heaven, he kind of almost does that little cheeky little, and then leaves it for
a little dummy.
Yeah, a little dummy. Yeah, all of a sudden. So like he does help in that aspect. But yeah, I think for me now, you don't have to do much. Even though he was pressing very high up the pitch against Brighton, like he was almost acting like he was almost like a centre forward at one point. But there is now less pressure for him to do all the damage because now Cullion and Bumo are there, and that's good. I think he wanted that. He said it himself. I want others to score goals. I don't want to be scoring goals every week. That's a good thing. So, we can
What
only.
are you saying? Forest game, Spurs game. 6 points.
I'm saying we're
4 points.
going to draw against Forest, potentially lose, but we're going to win against Tottenham. I know it sounds mad. Okay, I feel like the Tottenham game's more easy than the Forest game.
Do you think so? Because Tottenham are not in bad form right now.
At home, they're poor.
But
Very poor.
Tottenham, for me, are just unpredictable.
And they've got Newcastle tomorrow. They've got Chelsea on the weekend. They've got a Champions League game after that.
Oh, yeah, they got a lot of games. They got a lot of games.
They got a lot of
2 games.
Yeah, so I feel like they're going to be knackered.
I'm going 4 points at the minimum.
4 points will take that.
Yeah, 4 points at the minimum. I think
4 points out of 6 is calm.
Yeah,
I think it's calm. I'll take that. 4 points out of 6.
Yeah, 4 points out of 6. I think I'm looking forward more so to the Forest game than I am probably the Spurs game.
Yeah,
because I think that will tell us a lot more than what the Spurs game will tell us. But with saying that, I can say the same about the Spurs game, given the fact that they beat us in Europa League. They got a new manager. They got new players. They've got injury problems. So it could actually, that game could actually be bigger than the Forest game.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you.
But yeah, let us know your thoughts down below, guys. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. Again, SAEED, let them know where to find you. Let them know where to find you.
Yeah, SAEED TV, man. Big up to everyone locked in. Smash a like on the video, and just keep supporting the channel. Keep supporting Miller's channel, and we'll see you lot next time.
There you go, man. Make sure you hit the like button, guys. Be sure to subscribe. Let us know your thoughts down below. Hopefully, it's 3 points on the weekend, and I'll catch you lot then. We're out.